Hello there, everybody! This here is Mike, the Ludumaniac, here for Ludumania. That sounded redundant, but I'm still sort of working out a proper introductory greeting. I mean, Ludumania is a new name that I've invented that has overtaken the previously very bland Video Game Lodge. The source of the name is derived from the Latin word for game, which is ludum. You might have heard of that in conjunction with the Ludum Dare video game in a day development contests, which I'm not affiliated with, but I have absolute respect for those people. I'm actually friends with one of them, but yeah, I don't know how to make games, I just know how to play them. I explained this in the last episode with Pac-Land, but the beginning of it got cut off because I don't know how to operate XSplit Gamecaster for crap. I feel like a real ass about that, and I'm sorry. Hopefully no grand flukes like that will happen in the future, but, you know, bring it down to growing pains, if you will, because I'm horribly new at this yet. Anyway, the game I'm covering today is Vegas Dream by HAL, the makers of the Kirby series, as you may best know. Or maybe it was just published by them. CBS Sony's involved with this somehow. I forget who did what. But this is a game where you gamble a lot. The casino genre was somewhat popular around the 80s and 90s. I can't think of too many casino games today that aren't just, you know, like online cash grabbers for which you can put down real money. But I decided to tackle a casino game, one that I've actually been playing for a long time. I grew up on this one, and thankfully it hasn't made me into somebody with a gambling problem. But I realized there's a bit of an unfortunate pitfall with the name Ludumania. I mean, I don't think I'm going to change that. It just fits too well, it's kind of cheesy, and it's pretty befitting my personality for whatever it's worth. But I just found out that it's one letter away from Ludomania, which is the scientific name for problem gambling. Addictions suck of any sort, and addiction to gambling is no exception, because you can really lose a lot of your own money and assets with that. So this does seem really inappropriate, but if this makes sense, I want to play a casino game where no actual money is on the line, to sort of encourage anybody to stick to safe gaming where they're not going to lose all of their cash, or even their life if it comes down to that. So, as an alternative to gambling your life away, just gamble your time away here with Vegas Dream. I hope this doesn't make me sound like a jerk, but, I think this game's pretty fun for what it's worth. It covers well, really, I'm only into blackjack. There are 4 games you can see here. Blackjack is one of the most basic and easy to understand card games. Then there's roulette, which comes down to betting, slot machines, which come down to persistence, and Keno, which I am really not keen on. Oh, jeez. I should probably just quit right now. That joke made my own skin crawl. Now, let's just dive right into blackjack here. As you can see, you have this rather well-cut dude who, for some reason, I always thought resembled the Marvel hero The Punisher. I don't know, something about his tuxedo looks like Frank Castle's skull. That's just a really weird vision I have. Anyway, the basic rules of blackjack stipulate that you must attempt to match your cards as closely as you can to the number 21 without going over. And this is a really good hand here, Ace and 8. Ace stands for 11, unless you go over 21, so then it resets to 1. Right now, my hand total's 19, which is a really good total. It's just 2 away from 21, so let's stand and see what the dealer has in stock. 14, 15... And the dealer busts. I win this round, I bet 100, so I get 200 payout. 800 we have now. Let's bet a little higher. 14. Any number between 12 and 16 15 is the danger zone, so to speak. It's where the dealer is still allowed to hit. The dealer automatically stands at 17 or above, and that's usually what I take. So if you're below 17, you sort of have to play a game of chicken, and rely on whether or not the dealer is going to bust, or if you're not going to bust. But he's got a 2 over there, so I think he might land a bit of a low hand in the end. I'm going to hit and see where this goes. 14, and now I'm at 16. I really hate the number 16 in blackjack. You know what, I'm gonna stand. See what the dealer does in this case. Dealer busts in my favor. Boom. I'm certainly no card-counting wizard, and unfortunately this game does not have any sort of poker, which I'm willing to wager is probably the most popular casino game out there. Especially nowadays with all the tournaments and the Texas Hold'ems and what have you. It's not really a scene I follow, but it is interesting, in a way. It's just that all the higher-end terminology I can't really comprehend. Anyway, I'm going to stand here, hope he's going to bust, although he has a queen. If he has a pretty high number... Okay, 12, good, 14, good. Oh, 19, shoot. Well, I lost this round, so I'm going to bring my bet down for next time. I'm going to keep playing until we get to the reason which I consider this my personal favorite casino game. Because there's more to it than just the games themselves. There's just sort of... I hate to use this word, but metagame running around it, as you may see in a bit. It seems my cards are low enough. I forget how you get to do a double down, like your total has to be 10 or 11. A double down is like a hit, but you cannot hit after it, so it's a risk as to whether or not you'll get a high enough card. However, the dealer just busts, so whatever I get here is moot. And with a double down, you automatically get twice as much payout as what you would normally. Okay, and here's a well-dressed anime-esque person who is wanting to challenge me to a game. So I'm going to agree with this. Dude, this seems kind of pointless because we're already at the blackjack table, but, alright, I'll take you on, whatever you say. Yeah, I got 20, dude. What are you going to do about that, huh? Well, if you have an ace, then I am screwed. No, you have a 4, and you lose. Okay, that was unfortunately kind of pointless and redundant. But, we'll see if somebody else comes by. Sorry. I got the suggestion I should probably, clean my nose or not make my little, ingestions of, my own breath so obvious. I kind of have, I think, a little bit of a nerdly inflection with my voice, and that includes unfortunate throat noises, so I'm going to do my best to try and tone that down if I can. But I make no guarantees. It may just be a part of me, so I'm sorry about that. Anyway, 19, we won that round. So let's hit another one, and okay, 20, that's very good. If you hit, it would be a really bad idea to hit with a 20, because very low odds are, 1 out of 13 that you get an ace to boost that, and I just barely beat out the dealer. The dealer has to automatically stand if he goes at 17 or above, so I'm going to get a little bolder here. 18, that is also quite good. I'm wondering if I can get to demonstrate a split. If you get 2 cards of the exact same value, you can do a split, which basically allows you to generate 2 different running stacks of cards at the same time. Not sure if I'll get to demonstrate that in time, though, because I want to cover all the other games if I can. Although, to anyone who knows anything about chance gaming, the other games should be familiar by now. Anyway, 13, that's pretty low, but if I get a 10, I lose. So let's see where that goes. Arg. I tempted fate right then and there. Since you're most likely to get a card equaling 10 in value, I believe 4 out of 13, that might be the odds on that. If it gets to that, then, well, you lose. Anyway. So, here's what looks like Annie Potts from Designing Women. And or Ghostbusters. Alright, sure. Alright, so the thing that I find so interesting about Vegas Dream is that you have these chance encounters with other people outside the tables. Sometimes they take you to different games than what you're playing, which was completely pointless in the case of the blackjack guy, but that was just a random chance, working things in as they were. Number 16, the number of death. I'm gonna stand and hope the dealer busts. 14, yes! The dealer's playing quite a bad hand tonight, so... And then one turn later, this lady returns, and... Oh, wow. Fantastic. She wants to marry me, so... Oh, whatever happens in Vegas, you know? What the deuce? Also, she does not look very much like Annie Potts here. What a fantastic little chapel this came out of. And then, when you interact with the character, you cut to this Kent Brockman ripoff, and then you get the results of what happened. Because dealing with these people is in itself a gamble. Sometimes you get a good result, and the hotel gave me $5,000, which is a gigantic boost in cash. So I'm already going to blow all that away on blackjack right now. However, if you do interact with people enough, then sometimes you will get a bad result where you lose money. And this is indicated by the tone of the music on the news. There it played a rather jubilant tune, but if you hear a much more, like a special eyewitness report dirge on some breaking news that just happened, like a fire down the street or whatever, then you will more than likely lose money. Sometimes you don't lose anything, but sometimes it can be a pretty substantial amount. But I like the meta reactions with the people. Technically, you could probably... shoot, lost that one. Technically, you could probably carry the entire game out, because you can actually, if you press the B button, pass on games until someone else comes along. So I want to test that out and see what happens. And here's Lurch, asking if I want a phone call. I'm going to say yes. Oh, and there's the bad music. So what's Kent Brockman got for us? Apparently a chandelier fell on me and I just lost $200. That's a hospital bill? Eesh. That really depresses me in comparison to modern society, but, well, I guess my wedding is going to pay for that 30 times over, so, bully me? Anyway, I think I played too much blackjack, but it is my favorite of the 4 games, since it's the one that requires the most skill. As you go down the line, they require less and less skill, so press select, game change, go over to the roulette table. Oh wait, it's the guy again. Actually, let me try that again. Let me go to the roulette table again. There we go. There's a lady dealer who usually tends to the roulette tables, as opposed to the dude dealer. But sometimes they swap places. I can't explain why that happens, but, you know, variety being what it is. So, for roulette, it has a big wheel with a lot of numbers, and you get to bet on certain variables that get you payouts depending on how likely it is that these variables are to happen. You know, the biggest ones are, you know, do you go for black or red, or do you go for an odd or an even number, or do you go for a number of the first half, 1 to 18, or the latter half, 19 to 36, or you can just bet on one single number if you're feeling incredibly bold, or you can put your chips between a cluster of numbers. 2 to 1, I'm not sure exactly what that does, but it's an option as well. Or you can go for clusters of the first, second, and third. Or if you're feeling really ballsy, 0 and or double 0. I am not going to go for double 0. Let's start easy here. I'll put it on red. So if it lands on any red number, I get double back payout. Put down 800 of all of my dowry money. And how do we initiate the bet? Alright, press B, and there we go. Let's see what the wheel has for us. Remember, I bet red, so, uh-oh, I don't think that was a red. Oh, one red! Good! So the chip registers a hit, and I get paid out for that. You can bet different amounts of money on different variables. Man. I'm sounding a little too enthusiastic about this, despite the fact that problem gambling is a very bad thing. Well, casino games themselves are interesting to examine in the case of statistics and probability. I mean, I'm not much of a math guy, but that's the one type of math I could dig due to its practicality. And I imagine that if you know how to read statistics, then you can actually do pretty well with the casino payout. I mean, you know, I don't want to discourage gambling at all. Absolutely, like, I'm not a moral crusader or anything, but... You know, as with any potential vice, the key is moderation. I want to bet on all odd numbers, put 600 down on that. So yeah, I think, like, if you can handle it and not go totally nuts, a little gambling is good, but... you know, I don't trust myself because luck isn't exactly something I am really good with. Like, in this case, I bet on odd, and I got odd. Well, actually, my luck in this game isn't doing too bad tonight, but... Let's just say I'm too much of a wuss to put up real money, so I turn to video games to act upon any vices that I may otherwise have. For the record, though, I don't think I've ever... Oh, no, wait. Well, it's been a while since I've been to Wildwood, but, yeah, there are definitely slot machines down there. Oh, hey, it's a pink-haired anime lady. So let's go to a show, then. Yeah, we don't want to miss Rita Rudner. Is she still performing at Vegas? I have absolutely no idea. I'm... I feel like I'm making old, outdated Milton Berle-like references here. Oh, hey! Good music, good music. Alright, what's happening here? Ho ho ho! $10,000! I'm making more money through these chance events than I am with, actually gambling. Although the caveat is I'm being a real wuss with my, input, so, you know, why don't we bet it all on Black 17? Nah. Oh, wait, hang on. It looks like I can't... Okay, just 0. Okay. Let's put down one more. We'll get a slightly higher payout if we go for the second... one of the, 3, subdivisions here. So, I'm gonna place one whole 1,000 on it and hope it lands in the middle. You can place as many chips as you want of different values, but, you know, if you want to make a net gain, you'll want to try and limit that if you can help it. 14. Where's that fall? Oh, wow, it falls within there. Ooh, good, very good. I believe that gives us a payout of 3,000? If I did my math right. Yep, there we go. Not bad, not bad. Once again, you can just bum around the roulette tables until someone else comes up. But I'm doing pretty well with roulette at the moment, it seems. Although it is considerably more luck-based than blackjack. You don't know exactly... you don't have as much advanced warning of where the ball's going to be. Like, maybe there's some sort of algorithm in this game that determines when the ball lands where, but, I'm not really familiar with the game's code in so much, so... Well, I'm just gonna pass in this one and see where it lands. Red number 12. Although waiting here takes a lot longer than at the blackjack table for anything that happens, so I think I'm going to walk away from here right now while my luck is still relatively safe. Let's take it over to the slot machines then, which move pretty fast and hard. I mean, oh hey, it's Lurch again. This went badly last time, but I'm going to say yes anyway. Oh, another stupid chandelier fell. Alright, well, apparently, like, the chandeliers in the Howl Palace are sentient, and they're all out for my blood. But, considering, that Las Vegas apparently has the greatest healthcare ever, and I only have to pay, pittance of my winnings, then, you know, I can deal with it. Whatever, bring it, you stupid chandeliers. Oh wait, I didn't mean to press B. I meant to press select to get back to the menu. Well, absolutely, shoot's gonna happen here, so... Where did it land, though? Oh, the infamous double zero! Unless you bet on double zero, you automatically lose if it goes on there. I thought about putting a chip there, but who'd have known it would have actually landed on there? But that would be gigantic winnings if you could get a single chip upon there, actually. Well, anyway, that's not what I meant to do, so let's change the game over to the slot machines. Now, there's not a lot of strategy to slots, you just put money in and pull the lever, although there are different payouts of slots. I'm rolling fairly high, so I'm going to go for the 50. So how it works then is that you can either put 50 in for the first row to register, you can put another 50 in for the second row to go as well. I'm going to put in all three, why not? You know, more chances for winning, because you don't know if 3 in a row is going to happen on the edge or not. And then Big Boss Man from WWF compliments me on a bet well made. If it lands on at least one cherry, you automatically get a little bit of money. Okay, the cherry down there apparently got me something. You see a 7 at first, don't get your hopes up too far. And beep, beep. One cherry, so that's something, although I think I'm making a net loss on this. So again, we go... Oh, that one's a bust, I'm afraid. Absolute lose. But let's try again. 2 cherries, not bad, not bad. Although I do feel that this is certainly not as exciting, or there's not as much to explain with the other games. Well, anything to save off Kino, because I really don't like Kino all that much. That's just me personally, you know, if it's your prerogative, then, you know, by all means, go for it. But, actually, yeah, the slots aren't too much more exciting, either. Aww! What a tease! The 7 was just 1 away! Oh, who am I kidding? Like, I'm going to get a 7 on this recording, a 777. That's probably not going to happen. But the game built my hopes up, I'll give it that. Screw you, game. You are toying with my emotions. They don't call it the one-armed bandit for nothing, you know. Huh. Seemed like a slightly bigger payout than usual. Oh, here's Lurch again. Alright, what's gonna happen this time? Lurch has brought me nothing but bad news so far. And more bad news. I sustained another injury, apparently. And, not chandeliers this time. Stairs. Professor X's one true weakness, if I may make a outdated mimetic reference. I'm going to try and not do those so much, since I'm sure you've already heard them in the thousands of other Let's Play videos, but hey, good healthcare! Just, $200 out of my wallet. So, you know, if you keep getting lurched, that's not such a bad thing, because you don't lose too much if the result is bad. But some of those bad results can really take it out of you, so watch out. Just missed 3 lemons there. And 3 losses in a row. I think I'm gonna stumble away from this machine. Or you can keep passing games and see what happens. Hello, Lurch. How am I gonna Wow. Lurch has given me nothing... nothing good at all. I want to prove that he is actually not just a trickster, and that something good can happen eventually, but... I'm not sure if I'm going to get to show that off in this lifetime. Oops, I accidentally bet one. Well, let's see where it goes. Hey! That last slot was delayed. I saw it. I think this machine is sentient and it's cheating me. But, I'm going to rely on the, metagame. And see if Lurch is not going to keep screwing me over. Hey! Cheerful result! And I got, 500, which is not, really a high amount either. I mean, it's more than losing 200, but, you know, not as much as getting married or seeing a show and then getting a total of $15,000, because that's apparently how the economy works in this game. And if I'm not mistaken, Annie Potts can actually ask to marry you all over again. I don't know if that's a commentary on the state of Vegas or whatever, but, I think it's a little difficult to be a bigamist with somebody you already married, so I have no idea how the deuce that works. Anyway, to get out of the slots, but to get to another slot, if we want, we can go to any number, although I went to the $1 slots, and this is real chump change. I don't know if the lower slots are necessarily any easier to win. But, of course, you don't have as much to lose. However, this is really penny ante chump change, and I don't want to bore everybody, so I want to see what the bar slot is like. I'm not totally sure how this one works, but you apparently only have one slot to go with, and the only slot icons are bars. I'm not sure exactly what the payouts of all of these are, but I assume if you get the jackpot bar, then you, which is probably really hard to do, then, well, big winnings. I have failed to make the slot machines very interesting, I think. There isn't really much that can be said about them, but it seems I got a little bit of money there, so... yeah, I don't know what else to say about that, so let's go on to Keno, which I also don't have a lot to say about. But the premise of Keno is that from a gigantic board of 80 numbers, you put bets down on whichever ones you think are going to be called out. And you can put chips down on as many as you want, from 1 to 15. Like, I could just stop here at 5, but I may as well go to full 15 here. Although each number you put money down on, of course, for that which is not called, you lose money. But, more chances, more payout. But, yeah, there we have it. I had no rhyme or reason to those numbers, I just put 15 down at random. And, let's bet 1,000, so we get 1,000, paid out for each one that wins then? Is that how that works? I forget exactly how the payout structure works here. Anyway. Oh... It looks like 2 of mine were called right away, so hey, that's not awful. 3, 4, not bad. Huh, wow. Actually, you got 5 winning numbers. 6, 7 is, huh. I'll be darned, that's roughly half. Not a terrible result, all things considered. That's actually, I want to say that's a net gain. Okay, redhead anime girl asks me, with doe eyes, is, giving me a sob story. Sure, if you say so, ma'am. Uh-oh. Well, it seems that she was a con woman, after all, so... I lost a watch... And I guess I lost the $500 that I gave the lady, so... Bad result, but it is what it is. Oh well. And that's how Vegas works. It's not just the machines that are trying to play you. Or, you're not trying to play the machines, but the people are trying to, I'm going to abort this metaphor and just put down another 1,000. So, let's see where this goes. I had in a bit more of a visual pattern there. Let's see if that'll totally screw me over or not. Huh? Okay, 3 numbers out of 15. Much less good result than last time, but, I guess I still get a bit of a payout from that then. Actually, I didn't really get much of a payout. Okay, I think I lost that one. I can't really think of much how to make Keno interesting either. But, you know, you just put down the bets on the numbers and then see what registers to what. I think you only get money, though, if it reads so many, like at least 7, like it did last time. Otherwise, it's, you do not get paid more than what you put in. So I put in a cross shape there. That's probably generally not recommended. Oh, in fact, okay, there we go. Okay. Okay. 4. 4 gets me absolutely jack. So, once again, we lose. Now, it seems our first result was the luckiest. Lurch has returned to lead me to my inevitable doom. Or, luck, in this case. Well, I won back half of what I put into that. But, you know, once again, it's not a wedding or a show raffle, so, maybe I should just say goodbye to Lurch from now on, because he's not really putting in a lot of interesting stuff. If we pass the game there, though, I think all the numbers are going to be read out, and that's going to be really boring, so. Well, that's the 4 main games, and we've seen a few events on the side that happens, mostly Lurch-related, so. I can't really think of much else to demonstrate with this game. It seems the Lady Dealer is taking over Blackjack. Let's just play Blackjack until I run out of interesting stuff to do. Well, then again, the roulette tables are actually paying out pretty nice. Alright, 12. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, when it comes to Blackjack, you're most likely to get a card valuing 10, whether it's a 10, Jack, King, or Queen, so, when you make a hit between 12 to 16, you are taking quite the risk, either or. With, of course, bigger risks going all the way up to 16, which is the number of doom in Blackjack. So, yeah, I have a fair deal to say about Blackjack because it's the only one of these games that requires actual strategy to it. Well, actually, you could argue there's a little bit of strategy to roulette as well, but you have no idea where the ball's going to land. Oh, that sucks. She could have had a split there, but no reason, because 20 is the second best number that you can have, of course, 21. Or an outright Blackjack being the best possible result. And there we have 19. I'm wondering if I'll get to demonstrate the premise of insurance. If the opponent's face-up card... Oh, that sucks! Just... I hate situations like that because it feels like you were helpless. Because if you would have hit, then you would have likely to have busted. But they have a higher value than you, then, you know, you're just a loser from the starting gate there. Alright, I'm gonna hope that she busts in this case. Yes! Not bad at all. Ooh, a very yellow-haired lady. Looks like a southern belle, as it were. Alright, what you got? Oh hey, a special game that can't be found anywhere else? It's high or low. Premise is simple. You get a number, which is the same graphic as the Keno board. So you wonder if it's going to be higher than 29. Odds are it is going to be higher, but it's a little bit closer to the center, so who can say for sure? I'm going to say high in this case. Oh! Blast! Yeah, I lose. lose. That sucked. Well, it's simple, and I think you can keep going for as long as you win, but I don't remember, and I can't show that off because I lost, so she walked away. C'est la vie. That's just how the cards and runnings are. Why did I press hit there? Oh, oh. What the? Oh, well, she got a 20, so I would have lost anyway. That's a damned if you do or don't situation right there. It can't be helped. Alright, my blackjack luck is starting to suck, so I'm just gonna see if anyone else comes by. So yeah, slot machines are pretty boring in my opinion. Lurch, you know what, I'm gonna say no, because I'm getting tired of you. Oh man! And now the game's trolling me for 5,000! Wait, you son of a... Oh! Dude! The one time I turn away a result! Okay, the game is obviously hating me now, so, gosh, damn it. Vegas! I'm doing the jazz hands right now. Yeah, I think this would be, I would say this would be representative if I went to an actual casino, but no, I think I'd be like $15,000 less than what I have now. Alright, mystery blue-haired lady, she doesn't tell me why, but I'm going to say yes. Okay, hey, 1,000. Okay, that is not bad. It's not the 5,000 that I missed out on, but, well, it is what it is. I feel so cheesed off that I missed out on that. In fact, I'm not even really playing anymore. Tell you what, I'm running out of stuff to say here, so I'm just gonna put in a big bet and see where it goes. Stand. That was actually better than I thought, and this looks like it's going pretty well too, so, unless she gets a 21, it looks like I'll get a really big win. Well, I'm trying to lose, and I'm getting all the good results, so go figure. Alright, fine, Lurch. $200 down. I shouldn't have said no last time, because losing to this result is, you know, not so bad at all. Let's put in... Oh, hey, an ace. That might be good. That... Blackjack! Oh gosh. A cheerful little instant toon win, unless she gets a blackjack as well. That's an automatic win, and oh my god, how am I getting so much? Alright, well, this is what happens when we're playing with big stakes. I assure you, this hot ticket is not going to last. Alright, 13. Yeah, that's not so certain. She also has a 3, though, so she's likely to hit. I'll stand and see where this goes. Son of a... Oh. And that's what you call overconfidence. Well... I think my luck's gone busto here, so I'm gonna blow all my last winnings on the roulette table. This is what happens if you gamble too much. Eventually you get cocky, and in spite of gargantuan winnings, you start to think that you can do better than you are, and then you do something stupid, like bet everything you have left on 0. So... I think I've spoken this game a little more enthusiastically than I intended to. I mean, I like playing it growing up, especially for all the interactions outside of the games, but, eventually, it's likely going to go sour for you. I'm pretty sure it did. No, it did not land on 0. So, there we have it. That's all she wrote. So yeah, I don't recommend bending on one number out of 38 in total, unless you are very foolhardy, which I am, so now we're penniless. Hooray! Oh, Jeebus. So yeah, don't gamble too much. Moderation is key, remember this. Like any addiction, really. Actually, there are some things that are much worse to be addicted to, but even if it's not technical physical dependence, gambling too much can really be troublesome. Well, I can't think of anyone personally who it's happened to, but I know it is really a problem, so... I haven't really preached a good anti-message, but the bottom line I'm getting with here is that, you know, if you really have to satiate your craving, play a game like Vegas Dream to feel better about it. That being said, if you lose all your money, you get one final chance on the slot machine. And if it gives you something favorable, you will get a bit of money which you can use to resume the game. But it's down completely to chance, so let's see what Lady Luck has for us. A big fat sword for the sternum, go figure. Well, that's all I'm afraid. Walking out in our Sam Spade clothing off to the airport, and away we go. So, that's Vegas Dream in a nutshell, my personal favorite casino game, which received a sequel in the form of Vegas Stakes. It's technically a more advanced game, and I believe it actually has poker in it, but it has these creepy digitized faces, and it moves a bit slower, so I admit I don't like it as much. I may cover that in a future installment, though. Anyway, I hope I didn't make gambling seem too appealing, real gambling anyway, but if I made virtual gambling seem interesting, then, I guess that was a fluke, because I thought I was going to speak of this game somewhat negatively. I mean, slot machines are boring, Keno's boring, roulette's not bad, I do like blackjack a fair deal, though. But it is what it is. Like, the virtual gambling genre, I don't think is so prominent today, but... You know, back then, it was something pretty interesting as a neat alternative if you wanted to gamble without actually gambling. And, I should put up a word counter for how many times I've said gambling over the last 5 minutes. Anyway, this is starting to really drag out, and I've run out of stuff to say, so... That's all for Vegas Dream, and that's all for Ludumania. I am Mike, and I'm still trying to do better with this, but I hope this was at least a reasonably interesting episode. With Vegas Dream, I'm out for now. Everybody take care. And, do enjoy games if I haven't ruined them for you.